Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and start in child's pose. Knees wide. Reach the arms forward, lower the head down. And start with just a few breaths in through the nose, out the mouth. And then let's walk the arms over to the right and try to shift your hips and your weight to the left. Take another breath. Then walk your arms over to the left and shift your hips to the right. Come back to center. On the inhale, rock forward, dropping the hips, opening the chest. Exhale, rock back. Hips all the way back to the heels. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. A few more times. Nice job. And then bring your knees in. And we're gonna do that one where, so the right knee, you're just gonna slide that right knee up, keep the right heel underneath your right glute, and then stretch your left leg back. And then your back toes can you can do either one, untucked or tucked. If you can get them tucked, you can try to lift the knee and lower back down. So that will give you a nice quad stretch. And then the higher you can lift up through your chest, the deeper stretch you'll get. So you decide how high that is. Do that one more time, lift and lower the back knee. Plant your hands and scooch that right leg back. Come into more of like a puppy pose. Keep your hips high, drop your head down. And then come up and move to the other side, sliding the left heel under the left glute. And see if you can tuck the back toes under, lift and straighten the knee. Try to lift the chest. Good. One more time. And then slide that left knee back and come into your puppy pose again. And then inhale, look forward and come down to your belly. Hands are underneath the shoulders. We'll lift up for cobra. And release. Do that a few more times with the breath. Well, let's do that one more time. And then drop arms down by your hips. And on the inhale, everything lifts, the arms, the chest, the legs. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Let's do that 3 more times. And then bring your hands back under your shoulders. And press yourself up to a tabletop. Maybe stretch the hips back if you need a little stretch for the low back. And then come back up to the tabletop. And we're gonna do alternate arm and leg lifts. So the right leg and left arm will reach. And then exhale, lower. And switch sides. And lower. So each breath, you reach. And you're working on muscle energy. So squeeze the muscles. Also finding stability through that neutral spine. Two. Good. And 1. Nice job. Let's tuck the toes under, lift up for a down dog. And without having to move the hands or the feet, rock forward to plank. And then press back, down dog. And it's actually more of a hinge. So we're hinging forward to plank, long spine, and then stretching back in down dog. Well, let's do that one more time. And then in down dog, lift your heels really high. And then bend the knees to a hover. And hold this flat back. You can feel your thighs fire. Stay active through your shoulders. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, lower all the way down onto your knees. And you can stretch it back for a moment. And then start to come up and we'll swing that right foot forward for a low lunge. And this time, let's keep the back toes untucked and move the hands up to the front thigh. And as you squeeze the inner thighs and the abs, look up. Finding length in the spine. And then move your hips back so you're more in a kneeling position. And keep your right hand on the thigh. We'll reach left arm up and over. Breathing into the side ribs. And then draw your belly in, tuck the tailbone down. We'll inhale. And then exhale, twist the left arm across. Reach the right arm up. Next breath, release your twist. Step the right foot back and step the left foot forward. Untuck the back toes. Sink the hips forward. And start to move up to the front thigh. Breathing into the right side. You should feel this stretch in your quad, your hip flexor, and even up into the belly. And then move your hips back in space for a kneeling position. We'll keep left hand on the thigh. Reach the right arm out and over to the left. Tone the core. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, pull that right arm across and lift the left arm for twists. And release your twist. And then we're going to come up to standing. So if you need to get that foot underneath you a little bit more, press yourself up to standing. Bring hands to the hip creases. And pull the hips back in space as you flat back. And come back up to standing. Good. Come all the way up to standing. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down a few times. And then reach the left arm up and the right arm down the thigh. And reach up and over. Feel grounded through your feet, through your legs. As you stretch up. We'll release this side. Reach the right arm high. And drop it over to the left side. And come back to center. Interlace fingertips behind your back. Open the chest, look up. Stay here, but get a little bend in your knees. Feel that stretch in your calves and your Achilles tendon, and then straighten the legs back up. And then release the arms out in front of you. We'll lift the heels and lower the heels. So just a few bouncing calf raises. And then try to keep your heels lifted. And imagine bending the knees and sliding the low back down a wall. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. And come up. And release. And step your right foot back. And we'll do some flat backs and pyramid pose. Stretching into the left hamstring. And then hold your flat back. And let's bring both hands onto the low back and lift your elbows. So you're gonna pull your shoulders back. And then imagine that I'm pressing into the top of your head. So you're feeling that length in a beautiful neutral spine. Good, and then you'll inhale. And exhale, come up. And switch sides. So we'll start with hands on the hips, elbows out wide, and a couple flat backs. And then hold your flat back, bring the hands to the low back, lift the elbows. And draw your navel in, hugging the low spine. Lift back up. And step forward. And take a deep breath in. And deep breath out. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of balancing. So if you need to come off of your mat, use the wall or a chair, you can. The one I wanna work on is single leg with a twist. So shift weight into your left leg first and see if you can bring that right knee up. And you're gonna try to grab outside of the thigh with your left hand and then work on your twist to the right. Good. So if you do need to hold on to something, it might be helpful to have it back behind you. So you can grab a hold. Take another breath. And then release this side. And then we'll switch sides. Shift weight into the right leg. Peel the left leg up. And try to grab with the right arm. Twist the spine to the left. And inhale. And exhale. Release the twist. Come back to center. And then from the top of your mat, we'll take a big step back with our right foot. And first we're just gonna work on that hip hinge and triangle pose. Long on both sides of the torso. You can imagine when you hinge forward, you kind of cover up that left hand in the hip crease. Let's do that one more time. And then just take a little step in with your back foot. So it's like you're doing a really tiny triangle. Now I want you to reach your arms out and we're gonna kind of work on some balance here. So shift weight into your left leg and then see if you can lift that right leg up. And then come back down and do that a couple times. So it feels like half moon pose, but we're not going all the way to the ground. So you're still getting that nice feeling of the hips staying open. Now on this last one, see if you can hold. Nice job. And then release back. And we'll turn the feet to the side. And do some flat backs in our wide-legged forward fold. And then stay in that flat back. You'll drop the arms and then lift and squeeze the elbows, the shoulders. Working on the upper back muscles for posture. Slowly come up to standing. Now let's just turn our feet to the back of our mat so you can still face the same way. Start in that regular triangle pose, hinging forward at the hip, coming back up. Good. Get one more. And then reach the arms. Take a little step in. So you have a shorter stance. Bend into your right knee. Shift the weight. And try to find some balance. Feels a little different on this side. You can come in and out of it a few times, working on control. And then we'll hold on the last one. Good. And release. And then turn to the side of your mat again. We'll go heels and toes out. And just do a few squats for the inner thighs. Let's get two more. And then pulse at the bottom. Good. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, a little bend in the knees again. And we'll reach the right arm up and over. Just bring that opposite hand onto the thigh. And inhale. And on the exhale, bring both hands over to that thigh. And look down, kind of round forward. We're getting some nice rotation there. And then come back to center. We'll reach opposite arm up and over. And then pull across, turning the chest down. And then come back to center. Turn your toes forward again. We'll do one more forward fold. Now keep the spine long. And if you can, allow yourself to go past halfway, but you have to keep that long spine. So only where it will allow you to keep that long line. It's okay to have a little bend in the knees. And then lead with your head back up to standing. Good. All right, so let's come down to the mat. And find a seat on your sit bones. Lengthen the spine, drop the shoulders. And we'll work on boat pose. So lift the feet, find some balance. Option to release the arms. Now just work on that length. So reach out of the top of your head, breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Drop the feet. Now we're gonna extend the left leg out straight, have the right knee bent, and then just stretch towards that left leg. You can keep that long spine. So instead of looking at your leg, let's look forward past the toes. And work on turning the belly and the rib cage towards the left leg. And then come up. And we'll switch sides. Nice job. All right, so just bend your knees, plant your feet, and bring your hands back behind you. You can even just use the fingertips. And just work on opening the chest, lifting through the heart. And then you can lay all the way down onto the back. Reach the arms up overhead, the full body stretch. And then swing the arms underneath. So you're gonna bring your hands underneath your butt. For fish pose, you press the elbows down and lift the chest and look back behind you. Deep breath in. And exhale, release. Bring your arms out to a T. Lift your right knee up first. And I want you to imagine that you're drawing a figure 8 with your knee. So your hips are gonna open, and then that right hip will lift as you roll off to the opposite side and go across your midline. You're stirring the hip. And then finish in a spinal twist where the right knee falls all the way over to the left. And maybe you can bring that left hand onto the right outer thigh. And look to the right for a deeper twist. Come back to center. Lower the right leg. And lift the left. And draw figure 8 with the knee. And then finish in a spinal twist. Left knee over to the right. Maybe you can look to the left. When you're ready, release that side. Bring everything back to center. Maybe windshield wiper the knees back and forth. And then hug the knees into the chest. Maybe you can do happy baby for your hips. And then bring your feet together, knees wide, and reclined butterfly pose. Bring your hands up to the hip creases and press down on the thighs to create space in the low back. And relax everything. You can straighten the legs and the arms. And allow yourself to be still and breathe. Fill yourself up. Empty out. Fill all the way up. Empty out. Take one more deep breath in. And deep breath out. And then take your time to come up. And just sit tall for a second. And bring hands onto your knees to help you lengthen the spine. But don't let that lift your shoulders up to the ears. So use the knees to lift, but then relax through the shoulders. And lengthen out the top of the head. Inhale. And exhale. Nice job. Just a second.